What's up, YouTube? I'm changing the sway bar bushings on a 2006 Ford Escape, and this is actually the driver side. So I'm under the vehicle. I got it jacked up. It's on jack stands, and you got to get to the rear bolts from the bottom. So I have a 14 mil. And you could see I sprayed it down just to make it easier to remove. And to give a better idea as to exactly where it is, it's right by this cross member. You can see the exhaust pipe right here, and the other one is right there behind the exhaust pipe. And then to get to the front bolt, which is right here, I have the wheel off and I'm going in through the wheel well area, and it's the same 14 mil. Once that's off, it's just to take the bracket off. After taking off the bracket, in order to remove the bushing, I have the control arm. I raised it up on my jack, and by doing that, it freed up some space. So once it's jacked up to where I have some clearance, I'm just going to use a screwdriver, rotate the bushing, and I could just get it in there on top. Pry that out, and once that's out, clean up the area and put the new one in. So the bushing, let me get the new one. The old one's on the left, the new one's on the right. The bushing actually have a thin part. So right here you can see it's much thinner, and this section is thicker. So the way it sits on the vehicle, it sits just like so. The thinner area of the rubber sits on the bottom, and the thicker part sits up top. So once it goes on like so, and the opening sits towards the front of the vehicle. So the way I find best to put it in is from the bottom. I'm in the back, and just slide it on. Like so. Then I'll put the bracket back on. Torque that down to spec. Torque that to spec. And that's it. One side is done. So on the other side, see, I got the tool on the bolt on the rear. It's kind of hard to get a good shot, so I'm just going to zoom out to give an idea of the location. So you could kind of see what it takes to get it off. The bolt is right here, back here. I got my long handle ratchet, same 15 mil, and I'm just gonna back it out like so. And then the bolt on the front is right here. Bracket off. And now I just gotta put the jack under the control arm right by the ball joint. Once I jack it up, it'll raise the sway bar and I'll be able to pull the bushing out. So here you could see as it's being jacked up, it's creating that space, and that'll give me enough space to remove the bushing. Just get in there with my screwdriver again. Pry the bushing out. Clean up the area, clean all the dirt out of it. Clean the sway bar also. And the new one goes on the same way, with the skinnier side at the bottom, the thicker part on top, and the opening points towards the front. That's in. Now I just gotta put the bracket back on. Put the bolt back in. I sprayed it down with some rust penetrant. Just gotta fish around and till I find the spot. Okay, there we go. Get a few threads in by hand, then I'll go at the bottom of the vehicle and try to get the one in the rear. So now for the one in the back, and I just lower the jack just a little, just to make sure the plate line up. Get that in, thread it in by hand a couple of turns. Then I could use my ratchet Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.